Good afternoon, people. Welcome back to DR Sports, another crucial edition of the weekend roundup with Crucial Robbie, Abby Summers, and of course Matisse in the building.
You've got lyrics every week now, innit?
They just flow. Comes off the tongue, mate. How are you?
I'm good, man. I'm good.
Yeah? Everyone well?
Very well, very good.
Got a bit of a cold / hay fever. But yeah, all good.
You love a bit of hay fever.
It's my favourite. Love hay fever.
Right, this is...
Love hay fever. First person I ever say that.
Honestly, I feel your pain though, man. I get it as well. Shout out to everyone that's watching us on YouTube Live. Make sure you smash that like button. Loads to talk about, man. What a weekend of football we've just seen. We're going to be talking about England playing the Netherlands on Wednesday night. And then there's some other news as well, including Copa America, a couple of retirements, and some transfer gossip as well. Robbie, we were here for the game the other night. It was boring up until the penalty shootout. But what do you come away from that game thinking? Is it more of the same, or are you a little bit more encouraged by what you saw?
I come away saying, Bukayo Saka! That's what I come away from it saying, right? With all of you lot, not necessarily you guys here, kept saying about this man needs to be dropped. Drop Saka, play Cole Palmer, play this one, play him at the left back, play him here, play him there. No, man. He's one of England's best players
Absolutely.
in this team. And he showed it again. He turned up, the star boy turned up, right? With a huge goal. What a goal as well. We've seen him score that goal before. He scored the identical goal last season against Man United, right? This kid is an awesome player. Awesome player. And I want people to start putting the proper respect on his name. I can't remember if you was dissing him saying about bringing in Cole Palmer.
Never. No. I
know you didn't.
Never.
I didn't know.
Remember, I don't really want Cole Palmer to start because he might get injured.
No, you was injured now, yeah?
Right? I've always been saying this. I've been saying this. I'm cool.
Right? England now through to the semi-final. Remember that? Have you seen that that little clip with Nigel Farage when he goes, "You all laughed at me. You're not laughing now, are you?" All those people, including you guys, and all those people who kept coming in the chat and disrespecting me, man, saying, "Oh, Robbie, he's gone deluded. He's turned into the new
You wanted
Tide."
Southgate out. Hold on.
Wait, let me finish.
Southgate in her.
No, I did want Southgate out, but the one thing I said on there, I said, despite all that, this guy is on the easy side of the group, and I think he can go all the way to the finals. He will definitely beat Switzerland. And everybody laughed at me and said, "Robbie, you're deluded," and everybody had fun with their super chats and comments and stuff like that. You're not laughing now, are you?
I'm not going to lie.
Because we are in the semi-finals. And let me tell you something, they can still go all the way in this. There's 4 teams in the semi-final. Only one of them has played good in this tournament, as far as I'm concerned, and that is Spain. You don't necessarily have to be brilliant to progress far in a tournament. Ask Chelsea when they won the Champions League. Am I lying? No disrespect. I ain't disrespecting it. Listen,
Depends which one you're talking about. The second one was a very good performance. No, the second one was a good performance.
Right?
The first one, okay, fair enough.
I cited Man United when they won the league, when they won the League Cup. Had easy run till they got to the final, and then they won it. I cited United last year, right? Horrible performances, but when they had the big games, they stepped up. They stepped up against Liverpool, right? And then they stepped up in the final when they played City, when everyone thought they were going to get spanked. Tournament football is different to like the league. You're going to get found out in the Premier League because you're going to have to play man week in, week out. But so you all laughed at me, yeah?
And they might still.
You ain't laughing now. Even if they don't do it, right? And I was reflecting on it because I did diss Southgate and say this and that about him, which is true. And I still don't think he's the guy.
No.
But the guy now has got to 3 semi-finals, man. And I'm thinking about it. I'm a bit older than you guys, or a lot older than you guys, right? And I'm thinking about it and I'm saying to myself, boy, who else has got to semi-finals? In my lifetime of following England.
There's a finite group.
When it was only 96. The only other semi-final we've ever got to, innit? With Bobby Robson. Bobby Robson.
I don't think anyone is
Bobby
disputing.
Robson.
I don't think anybody is disputing that. I'm not. I mean, I feel like he's done a lot of good for England, and we say this kind of every week. I think what's been frustrating is obviously the way in which that we play. Obviously, it's tournament football, and if you get the job done, you get the job done. You know, it's like Jose football. Like, if you win a trophy
You win
at the
that
end
final,
of it, then
no
you do
one's
it.
going to care, are they?
Sure.
No,
but
of course
obviously,
not.
I think as a journey, like...
It's been horrible, yeah.
It's not been enjoyable to watch. I think that we were better on Saturday. I wouldn't say we were particularly good. I think that we improved.
We were
Obviously,
better.
I think
We worked,
but still, the first shot on target was Saka's goal.
Yeah.
So I think that at this point, it's like, okay, well, we know we're not going to play good football. We've seen that in actually other tournaments. Maybe not the Euros that we had here. That's probably the best I've actually seen us play consistently. But in the World Cup and even like the one where we had Croatia 2018, like we hadn't played particularly well in the groups or anything like that. We did get better as the tournament went on, but I think on this particular occasion, I still didn't think that we were that good, or anything had really massively changed the other day. But you're right, like. Another semi-final, we have been on the easier side of the draw. We have made hard work of that.
A lot of people said Switzerland would beat us.
But again,
Lots.
Yeah, but
we didn't comfortably beat.
Yeah, but I don't feel like
we did deserve to win that game, though.
Yeah, but Switzerland weren't anything special. But I don't come away from that game thinking, why didn't we think Switzerland had a chance? Because clearly they did have a chance. England only progressed on penalties, and to be honest, outside of the half an hour against Serbia, I don't think England have been good at all.
100%.
And I'm not even going to put this game into some sort of drastic improvement, because I don't think it was until Switzerland scored. That's when England actually
woke up,
upped the tempo, upped the intensity, and actually showed that, okay, wow, this is like life or death again. And I don't know why it takes Switzerland to score first for England to actually get into gear, because this is a knockout tournament. You need to score goals. You wasn't winning the game previously. It's almost like when Switzerland scored, England's chances of going through actually increased, which doesn't really make any sense. But yeah, they've gone through on penalties. It's nice that they are getting through it. But
and the balls actually, just going back to it, that Saka showed, right?
Saka is Saka's the only highlight.
When you consider the last time,
and Trent,
you know, and what happened, and Trent, you know, taking the final penalty. But
come on,
they were doing it. No, they're all taking their penalties.
The reason why I'm focusing on all the penalties are Ivan Toney's.
All the penalties were good.
But the reason why I'm focusing on that is because of last time.
Yeah.
When he missed the penalty, all the stick he got, and the fact that even now, to this day, he'll be playing games when people are singing "You Let Your Country Down" and all this rubbish, right? And he's still stepped up, just like we see him do at Arsenal. He stepped up immediately after, that penalty miss for England in the Euros, and started taking all Arsenal's penalties. And he don't miss them. He didn't miss a penalty last season. You know what I mean? So
he was brilliant though. Just in the game, he was the only player.
We've got some good penalties.
Yeah, we
Funny,
do.
isn't
We
it?
do.
Because always, that used to be our biggest problem. We never had anyone that could take a pen, and now actually that's actually probably our
strongest. And that was without Kane as well. Who's
Yeah,
another person that usually takes.
That's our strongest area.
He don't miss penalties, right?
Yeah.
You've got Tony, he don't miss penalties.
Cold pen.
Saka has not missed any penalties, right?
Kane wasn't taken, but he usually would.
I think Trent's taken one for Liverpool in a shootout against you.
But I didn't have any doubts over Trent though. I'll be honest. I didn't have any doubts over Trent. I think Trent's
I thought Akanji taking the first one was a bit odd.
Bro,
that was
horrendous.
odd. He was awful. You could just tell he didn't want to take it.
One, did he?
Yeah, that was weird.
But I just thought Akanji, your first penalty taker.
Never let your centre
Reminds me of Van Dijk.
I was like, that's definitely a miss.
But Van Dijk from the Netherlands, not Liverpool.
Oh, right. But yeah, listen, there was loads of talking points throughout the game. The penalties, like Abby said, if you look at 1990, 96, 2004, 2006, all these times, 2012 against Italy, England have gone out of the tournament. Robbie, people say penalties are a lottery, yeah? But then there's also practice and time that goes into England behind the scenes working on penalties in case it gets there. Is it a lottery, or does practice make perfect for penalties?
I used to think it was a lottery. Right?
So I don't think it is anymore.
I don't think it is anymore, because as well, in more and more shootouts, you're seeing people scoring the majority of their I mean, that one, they only missed one, didn't they, Switzerland, and they're out, you know what I mean? So they were all good penalties after that. And I do think a lot of work goes into, I mean, when you see someone like Ivan Toney that can take a penalty without looking, and he does that every time, that shows
he could literally do it in his sleep.
That means the guy's practiced that a million times, right? And he's just so good at it, right? So I do think now, it used to be a lottery, it used to be treated by teams as, just go out there, do your best, smash it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Them days of just smashing it are over now. This, because you can win tournaments with this. You know what I mean? In the Copa America, Brazil are out because on penalties.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's a very, very important thing to master now. You know, you see like Pickford's got a bottle with everything, written on it and stuff like
Covering
that.
it up with a towel as well, so
Yeah,
no one else
so-
can see it.
And there's a lot of mind games and that go into it. So now it's no longer a lottery. Now there's a lot of skill in it.
Even France. I mean, France was still yet to actually do anything. I mean, France have been awful this tournament.
So poor.
They haven't
They haven't scored an open play goal.
That's crazy.
They're through on
But then-
penalties.
And they're in the semis.
Well, there we go.
That's
So that's the
crazy.
point, isn't it?
That's the
That
point I was
you
making.
can just house your way to a semi-final, essentially. But if you get there, you get there.
I do think if you're going to play this bad, and I include France in this, you do have to win. Because like you just said, there isn't, apart from maybe Saka's goal and maybe one or two others, there isn't many moments to take from this.
I think our
there isn't
moments
many
have been all,
moments.
two of them and
Saka.
Bellingham. You know, the first goal, the first header,
Yeah.
which was great, and we thought, great, we're going to see exciting football that lasted for half an hour.
Yeah.
And then obviously the moment of brilliance, 90 seconds before we're getting kicked out of a tournament, and then Saka the other day.
Because if they don't win it, you wouldn't look back on
that's
this
true.
tournament
No,
and say.
you'll just remember
You'd
Jude's
say,
goal. That's it.
what was the point in playing so bad if we're not actually going to?
Yeah, if you're going to play that badly,
my
my thing is you have to win. If you're not
Yeah.
going to be entertaining in any capacity, you have to win.
You know, I've got a question. Like, what has happened to Harry Kane, man? I mean, like, what's this? Honestly, on
He has to be- should be dropped.
On Saturday, he was dreadful, man. Like, Saka put a couple of good balls into the box,
Yeah.
even, and I'm like,
Yeah.
where
In the
is
right
he?
place.
He's on the edge of the box, and I don't know. He's had a great season at Bayern.
42. I mean, look, unless
Maybe
he's carrying an injury.
That's the
I've
thing,
never
yeah.
seen Kane play so bad in the last 10 years of me watching him. I've never seen him have
Non-existent.
never seen him be like that. He's super static. He's got no movement about him. Like, it looks like he wants to be CDM at the minute. Like, and I get that. I get
Playing like
that
a defensive
because
midfielder.
how he had to be for Spurs at times, have Son as a runner. But you don't need to do that with England. We've said this so many times. And if you are going to do that, then where is everyone that can
Yeah,
run in behind?
I totally
He
agree.
doesn't need to do that, and I don't really understand what's going on. I can only think he must be carrying some form of an injury because he just doesn't look remotely like the Kane that we all know. But then he's scored 42 goals in all comps this season, so
But I'm starting to think.
he's not done before you're going down
I'm
that
wondering
route.
if he should start that next game.
He shouldn't.
Well, but he will.
shouldn't.
But he will.
Yeah,
If he's fit, he will.
Yeah,
Of course he will.
but I don't think anybody right now should be undroppable, apart from maybe Saka and the people in form. But if
Well,
you're
I
not
don't
in
think
form,
no one's undroppable.
if you're not in form, I don't think you should be out of the question that you should be
But
dropped.
we said
Pickford's
this
the
3
only
games
one
ago.
for me that.
We said this 3
do you know
games
what I mean?
ago.
Is the
Yeah,
first
but
name on that team sheet for England.
I'm
but the
not-
rest you could change
I
them.
think John Stones.
Yeah.
I thought Conte did a really
I wouldn't
good
rule
job.
out Kane.
Conte was class.
I wouldn't rule out Kane. Like going forward, I think some people are ruling him out completely and saying
that's
like, "Yo,
fine.
he's done." I think it's
No,
way
he's
too
not
early for
done.
that.
Not done.
But this
Something's
tournament,
up, man. He's not
finished.
this tournament,
It's not-
you should take him
It's like
out.
something's wrong.
Yeah, I think so.
Like,
He
even the
just doesn't look like
position.
him.
I'm like, this guy normally is on the end to score goals, right?
Yeah,
Like,
he's not there.
I was on Saturday. I'm like, why you? Where are you?
Don't know. It's
Where are you?
weird.
I mean,
It's
the
weird.
ball's in the box.
Cutbacks are going to waste.
You're looking back, even the people that are in the box. You're like, where's Kane?
I know it's really weird. I've never
Yeah,
seen
next
him
to
play
Declan
that good.
Rice.
But I will not have it that people are saying he's done. He scored 42 goals this season.
Yeah,
So
listen, it is
wild
what it is.
Take. Wild.
We'll jump into the super chat shortly. There was a moment where after the game, Trent goes over to speak to his 2 brothers. I don't know if you've seen this clip.
Yeah, I've seen that.
He's got his hand over his face. He's speaking to his family members. Someone's filming it very close. His brother, I think it's Marcel, asked Trent a question that's inaudible. You can't hear it. And Trent said, no, he didn't want to take one. So I'm asking you at home and the people around the table, who do you think Trent might have been referring to?
Well, who was on the pitch at the time? Let's
I
narrow
think
it down.
Foden and Rice, maybe one of them two.
Was Foden still on?
I think he was.
I don't think he was.
He was. No, he was
I don't think
substituted.
Foden was on.
Yeah, he was
I think he was
substituted.
substituted.
I would say
I
maybe
was
it's
wondering.
Rice.
I was wondering at first if it was Foden he was talking about.
I think Foden. I don't think Foden was on.
People were saying Foden in the chat. I mean, if he wasn't on at the time, then
pretty sure he
yeah,
was.
Foden was
I
on.
thought he was off,
Foden
yeah.
came off. I was initially thinking Bellingham also needs to come off because he was poor.
Yeah.
But they left him on. Obviously, he
I'm
took his
so
pen.
sure
But
he was
Foden was
off.
definitely.
I was also
definitely
thinking-
Who's he talking about?
I was also
then? I don't
thinking,
know.
could he have
Dunno.
been talking about? Maybe did his brother maybe say, why didn't Xhaka take one? Because
Maybe.
that shocked me.
That
Like,
could
I
be-
was shocked.
that could
Granit
be true.
Xhaka didn't take a penalty.
But then would Trent know that he didn't want to
Yeah,
take one?
probably
'Cause
not.
Don't
no.
forget, they
That
only
is
took
weird.
4
Isn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah, I
It's a
guess
great
so.
point.
They,
Why did
they
Xhaka
only
not
take
one?
4 pens?
I don't know.
They scored 3 and missed one, and then
What was
Trent
it,
scored the
Saturday?
5th. So
Yeah, I
think
guess so, yeah.
maybe
Maybe
Granit-
he was fifth taker.
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah,
maybe he was fifth.
taker.
But people saying it could be Kane, it
Dangerous
could
leaving
be
one of your
Rice.
best takers that far back in the pecking order.
Cecil was in the chat that said Foden
Oh,
came
was-
off because he didn't want to take a pen.
Yeah, that was a rumor they were saying that like is it Foden because
Was
he
it?
wanted to
Who else was
come
on? Eze
Do you know
was
what?
on.
You can't
You wouldn't
begrudge him
say that about
because
Eze,
No,
though.
but I'm just looking to see who
Foden's
came
not
on.
had a
I
good
think
tournament.
it's Rice personally.
Eze Palmer
But the
come
thing
on,
is,
Tony
Foden's
Trent.
not having a good tournament at all. Like he's been
No,
poor,
he's been poor.
almost every game. So if he's not confident to take one, you shouldn't take one. Like you should actually make sure you're confident players are taking the penalties because it's a high pressurized moment. You think what it takes to go and walk that walk, to go and put the ball down and take a
recreate
penalty. You can't
No.
you cannot
You can
recreate
practice
that
a million
pressure.
times.
People will be shaking and literally quivering to whilst making that walk. You can't compare it. So
It can
if
only
you
be
even have
confident about
if you have an ounce of doubt, you shouldn't be taking it.
And you were
so
sending
So
shots to
it's
Rio straight after the
world class, isn't it?
Well,
According
I
to
see
Rio,
it would have been
and
about him then.
remember that
you
argument?
just go and battle Rio all
Hey,
next season, innit?
listen,
Rio actually
man.
replied to it then?
You know what, right? There's a thing called time, yeah? There's a thing called
like
time.
Chip
Because
and
what
Stormzy.
it is,
Bro,
right?
literally.
What it is sometimes, right, is like things sound good at that moment, right? And then when I made my argument at that time, and I spoke about England,
Yep.
and when Saka puts on that England shirt and that, maybe my argument didn't seem good at that time because there's no England games going on.
Have you added Ian Wright
Right.
for asking him to go left back?
No, right, it's a legend. Man. No.
So is Rio, though.
Yo, I want to see
Rio's a
your
legend.
story. Yo, Ian, what are you talking about? Going to left back. What are you saying now?
But Saka was the
Uncle
only one
Wrighty-
that jumped in.
Uncle Wrighty always gets a pass, right? Arsenal legend. Rio's a Man United legend. He ain't getting no pass, right? And he said it, right? I'm sorry. Well, he admitted, Rio.
Yeah, no, he did.
He admitted, he said
He did.
that as far as he's concerned, Saka's like the most important, or he thinks he's probably the most important player for England right now. So, but I still think get someone on that left-hand side so there's threats on both sides.
I'd like to see Gordon.
Do you know
but
what?
I don't think it's going to
I
happen.
think it's important to say as well, because of what happened 3 years ago, maybe reacting to what Rio said on his Instagram, all 5 players of black heritage as well, which I thought was a beautiful way to kind of shut up the people that were booing them and abusing them in the last
When
tournament.
they
So
missed
big
those
up,
pens,
big up to them boys.
Absolutely.
Really and truly big up to them. They stood up when their country needed them, and they put the ball in the back of the net. So
Brilliant.
I think it's very fair on them. Let's jump into super chats, then we'll talk about the other semis. LJ says he keeps calling you Bob. So I know I'll say Bob, but I know you get angry, so don't blame me. Don't shoot the messenger. Glad you left Southgate in the 90s, like Top of the Pops, Blockbuster Video, and the Crucial Robbie album, and your hairline. P.S. No bucket hat. You look like the DJ at a school disco.
Yeah, this is all right. This LJ Brown, yeah. Big
He's
him
got
up.
it in for you.
Big him up because he always put your super chats with big respect for the support. But you were another one. You're not laughing now, are you? You were there last week mocking, dissing. Robbie's deluded. What's he drinking? And this. When we're in the semi-finals, yeah. Hey.
You can still be deluded and be in a
Yeah?
semi-final.
No, because the reason why I'm saying I'm being deluded is because I'm saying that I feel, I went against the grain and I said, we'll get to the semis.
We've got
And I
some,
think we can go all the way. I know I'm being called
and he
deluded
thinks
by
you're
LJ Brown.
flip-flopping again as well. That's
Flip-flopping
another
which
super
part?
chat.
Well, hey, listen. I'm not flip-flopping and I still say the same thing about Southgate. Not good enough. You know what I mean? But he could, as I said on last week's show, despite him not being good enough, he could win it. Because you can get to a final.
Because we have that much quality in the team where
Exactly.
Saka can cut in and do
What
that.
did I say? What did I say last week? I said the thing is about it, we got the players.
Yeah.
Right? And them players at any given time can step up. So we've seen Bellingham step up with
Have
a
an
last minute
individual moment,
overhead.
Yeah.
We've seen Kane, as bad as he's been, score winners
But
in
the-
this
but
thing.
can we
We've
ju-
seen Saka step up.
But we've just seen Bellingham saving us, otherwise we're out. Saka saving us, or we're out. 2 bits of individual
Yeah.
brilliance.
Yeah. And
Nothing
other-
to do with the manager.
Yeah.
I just want to make
But
that
one
clear.
thing I would
Because
say-
it's just,
It's clear.
it's very. I
One
need to
thing-
make that clear.
One thing I'm going to give him credit for as the manager, right, is that the defence has been good. And defences do win you tournaments. And actually, we've
how Italy won
defended.
it.
We've defended well in this tournament, haven't we?
Yeah.
You'd
Yeah.
want to be.
And that's also that we always
We
go
have
into
to.
tournaments. But this is a good thing though, because we always go into tournaments saying that our weakest area of the pitch is actually our defence, and it hasn't been. I mean,
Yeah,
obviously
everyone said
the
that
question
before.
there's questions over Kyle Walker and Trippier this tournament for sure, but in terms of a defensive partnership, hasn't been Harry Maguire this year. We can't say anything bad about Maguire. So I think it's good to see you've got really good new talent that's coming through in Mark Gahey and Konsa. I think John Stones has always been brilliant there. I think Jordan Pickford's been very good as well this tournament too. So it's nice to see we've got defensive options. It's something we haven't had for a while.
Attacking
For
wise,
Konsa to
we've
come
been
in
great, but
after Gay
defensively
was
we've
injured.
been solid.
Really good job.
Crazy. James says, AGT, why does Gakpo play well for the Netherlands but not for Liverpool? Bro, I'm tired of this question. Yeah, I know
should stop
you've
going
got
on
some
about it.
opinions on this. The answer is he does play well for Liverpool, but he was just being played out of position.
Not as good as what we've seen.
All right, can we agree on this? He's the best player in the tournament so far.
Not necessarily.
I think
we need to look at Fabian Ruiz.
Not necessarily.
I think we got to look at
Scored 4 goals.
Saliba as well. There's been some great.
Hey!
I think Nico Williams has been
Saliba
great.
in this tournament.
Nico Williams has
I
been
think
brilliant.
Yamal
Yeah,
has been brilliant
Yamal.
for Spain.
Williams, Yamal.
Yeah.
He scored more goals than him, and he ain't been better than him.
Scored 4 or 5.
He hasn't been better
as
than
a
Nico
player, as a
Williams.
footballer, he hasn't been
Just
better.
a question.
Might be the top goal
He
scorer.
didn't get the goal. That goal didn't get.
Wasn't even given to him anyway.
Turkey the other day.
That goal was own goal.
Own goal. Okay.
Was it?
It was.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was.
it was.
So who would you prefer
So he didn't
left?
get that.
When you was writing in the
Diaz
group chat.
Tough question, mate. I actually can't choose right now.
Wait,
Actually,
what?
I'll have to see some pre-season.
Sorry?
And
What
is
was
Nunes
that?
best over there as well? So you got 3 left wingers potentially.
And Jota can play there as well. That's
game.
why we
Oh,
don't need
can I ask
Anthony
you a
Gordon.
Gordon.
question?
Tournament. Well, the more I think about it,
Tell
yeah.
me why Jota didn't come on for Portugal the other night.
Mate.
Does
I wish
anyone
I
know
knew the
why?
answer.
Because we could
Unless
not. We
he's
could
like-
not
we
understand it. It was
Unless
actually.
he's-
Martinez
Well, we know
doesn't
why.
have their
I
Willis.
was bereft
Unless he's
about it. I
Unless
could
he's had a
not.
night with Martinez's daughter. I don't know.
No,
what's
but
going on
like
there.
even to a point where you're then having pens. Like, I couldn't believe he didn't come on when he took Bruno off at like
And he
60 minutes.
scores pens as
Extra
well.
time. We were like, there has to be something wrong with him. Like, he has to be carried an injury, or there has to be a reason why he
That
didn't come on the
adds
pitch.
into the argument that Martinez at this stage, round of 16 quarterfinal, he's not got a
Yeah,
clue.
but why?
Bro,
like, has there
I'm
been
asking
anything
the same
said?
question.
Like, has there been anything said in the
asking the
Liverpool?
same
At this point, the
world
Portuguese
sphere?
Federation are the ones to blame. Because why did you hire him? Really, it's quite clear. That he's
Imagine just not choosing to bring Jota on when you
It's
need a goal.
crazy.
Imagine that.
Genuinely, it's crazy. But anyway,
Wild.
not my country, so it is what it is. He didn't get injured either, so get back to Anfield. By the way, have you seen Arne Slot's training methods?
No, because no one cares.
He's all right. Some people will. He's got rid of the beep test and made it a 6-minute race test. So just run as hard as you can for 6 minutes. And he's got the players fighting.
Good.
They're shadow boxing in training. So
injuries.
we're gonna do this.
Liverpool have 11 players out.
Do you know
game
what
week
my
1.
favourite thing was? You putting things into the group chat at like 20 to 12 on a Saturday night the other day.
Yeah.
What
Like-
about Slot?
Because I'm
Like
replying
Cody,
to
like
Flex.
Cody Gakpo. What was it
No,
called?
because
like,
I put in the group he's been the best player, and
Cody
Flex said
Gakpo
he wasn't.
Stan
Yeah,
account.
but that's Liverpool bias for you.
No,
because
but
there's so
why-
many players
okay,
that
so
have
why
been
is
top
Flex,
in this tournament.
But why is Flex sending me video clips of Cobby in training for
Yeah, but
England?
he's
saying,
also
"Hold that"?
He's
they're
also-
bringing Man United
yeah.
bias.
Okay, so he started it. I was just ending it off. You know what I mean? But anyway, Clara Bitsy, the real star of the show, says, big up Saka for the performance the other night. Can see DR Sports having him on the thumbnail and captioning every video they post. Not sure where the same energy was when Bellingham saved England.
Clara
What
Bitsy.
is your problem, Clara,
No,
man?
hold on again. You're not laughing now, are you? Because you were one of the ones last week
she
who was
came for
saying
you.
that we should play Cole Palmer, calling me deluded and every, you know what I mean?
Hold that, Clara, yeah?
Super chat after super chat, calling me deluded.
Rice.
You're not laughing now, are you? No. you're
Mamo
not.
says, man, I'm just hoping the Dutch destroy England just to see Robbie's 75th switch up on Southgate in England. This guy, is unbelievable.
Hold on, because I've already said.
There's a lot more of
my
these
My mind has
kind
not
of
changed on Southgate,
chats.
but if you listen carefully to what I said, right, is that this man, despite, we can get there despite him. And you're seeing it.
It's mad, isn't it? You get there despite
Despite him.
Crazy.
Despite him,
Despite me, because I feel that if we had
I don't disagree with you.
I feel like if we had a Klopp, right?
Yeah,
in charge of the team right now.
This would be raps.
It'd be raps.
Oh, it'd be 5-0 every game.
We could, you know what I mean? I'd be
5-2
confident.
every
England
game.
Spain final.
I'd then be confident we could win.
Yeah.
The thing, you know what I mean? Without, you know what I mean? But with him, his thing's all defensive, and then he's just got that quality. The Switzerland ain't got that quality.
So
that
can I ask, if England win the Euros, but they don't play well against the Netherlands and it's penalties again, or it's
Don't
an own
matter,
goal
does
winner,
it?
And yeah, I know, but they win it. Is Southgate leaving for you, or is he staying?
He's gone.
Either way.
I think he's going to.
walk.
Apparently, this is going to leave
Yeah.
either way. But
He's
to
done.
me, listen, it don't matter, does it? When you win tournaments, nobody talks about.
Would you keep him if he won it?
Nobody is speaking about Man United's horror show against Coventry in the FA Cup final.
I think you've
nobody.
spoken quite
We
enough
just
about
speak a
that.
lot about it.
It
No,
was,
but
it was in April as well.
No, but
so.
no United fan remembers that now, do they?
No, they will.
No,
they
they
will
will.
remember
No, they
that.
will.
I
If
reckon
they
if
don't,
we...
They just
I'll remind
remember
them.
lifting.
No, yeah. If
They
we
remember
said to-
lifting the FA Cup.
But if we said to Flex or KG, do you remember that game? They say, yeah, but we won. We
Yeah,
won the
it
FA
doesn't
Cup.
bother them no
Yeah,
more,
but
does it?
they'd still remember it.
It don't bother them.
No, because now
That's
obviously
what
they've got a
I'm
happy
saying.
ending. But
if
they
we-
will remember it.
If we used to win the Euros, you know, people would be like, at the end of the day, weren't great, but no one cares.
But he's definitely going, 100%.
Say says Southgate is like titanium, like David Guetta and Sia. Part 2, I think, and hope the final will be Spain versus England.
That'd be a great final.
Jesus Christ, says players are the problem too. They all want to be the star. The only ones playing their position Well, are Trent, Mainu and Saka. Southgate still poo. Chris says France have had more difficult opponents than England, to be fair.
Played.
And they should have lost against Holland as well, but they managed to stay in.
They've not been good.
May 11 says England 6 knockout wins in 50 years. Gareth has 8 knockout wins. Whatever you think about his football, people need to show him more respect.
There
you go.
Even me, I was
PM.
listening, but
Robbie ignoring all the red flags about Southgate because of semi-finals. This guy should be coaching a 4th division team, not
you
England.
can't say that, right? Because you can't say because of a semi-final. He's got us to 3 semi-finals, and as I'm saying beforehand, and I'm not rating him as manager, but before he came along, we'd only got to 1 semi-final.
But I think
right,
we've said
in
that.
1996.
I think we've made that very clear. Like, I mean, I've said it loads of times. I'm very grateful for what Gareth Southgate's done. I think when he took over England, it was in complete disarray. There was no connection between fans, players. You know, the country was very divided when it came to the England team. And he completely steadied the ship. He was the perfect person for the FA to bring in. He gave us something to believe in, and the football got better. We, went through a very big transition with that squad. 2018, 2020, World Cup as well. Like, we've done progressively well. I just think that maybe he's been there one tournament too long. That's my only thing. But I'm super grateful for everything he's done. It's like Arsene Wenger. Like, he was unbelievable, but I think he stayed too long at your club.
And the thing is about it, right, is what we have to say in football, right? If a manager, say for instance, we're all saying like, and I've been sort of joking and emphasising it a lot, right? But say we're all out there saying change this, change this, change this, change that, right? And he doesn't. He decides, no, I'm not changing it. And they go all the way.
Yeah.
Then you'd have to give him a lot more
give him
respect.
credit because then, right? So it's a bit like what we were just talking about with Cristiano Ronaldo. We're all like saying, yeah, what's wrong with Martinez? Change that, change that. Get him off, man. Bring Jota on. We were saying it during the stream. He didn't do that. He lost. Now he's getting heavily criticised because.
It's true.
But if he'd have won that game, then he can turn around after and say, well, yeah, we won. So, we've got to give him. I credit in him because the defence has been very good so far in the tournament, right? We've defended well, not conceded a lot of goals. We've been very difficult to break down. I give him credit for that. The attacking football has not been great.
Absolutely.
But the guys he's stuck by, I've ended up sort of delivering for him in a way, innit?
Stephen Island's grandmother says Gareth Southgate is a Forrest Gump of managers. I don't know how he gets as far as he does. Flex will be lucky when he replaces Ten Hag. Can't wait for that day.
But we have spoken about before, England in major tournaments, they do get favourable teams. And when they get someone difficult, which they haven't had yet, let's be honest, they go out. So apart from that Germany game, obviously. So this in the Netherlands game in the semi-finals is maybe the first game so far in this tournament where it's actually on paper a lot closer than the previous has been.
Sure.
So we'll see if this.
But even the Netherlands,
they need to stop playing.
They haven't been great either.
Who are a good side. They finished third in their group.
Yeah.
And they ain't been great.
True.
And even the other night against Turkey run them close, didn't they?
Yeah,
It was like,
we'll get into that shortly. Mark says, big up the panel. What's everyone's goal of the tournament? I'd go Arda Güler.
Yeah, kind of. It has to be. But I'd say probably Jude is very close because that was so
Bellingham.
close.
To me, Bellingham.
Maybe because of the timing.
I think in the context of the Bellingham, to try that, to even attempt that. Imagine if he hit that right and that went flying over the bar.
That's what.
Imagine the sticky. I think
just summed up the game, wouldn't it?
I think the balls to do that in the 95th minute, right, when you were on the verge of going out and execute that the way he did.
Who else?
That for me is
Roy
the goal.
Rovers.
That's the goal of the tournament so far.
Yeah, that. But the Arda Güler one was great as well.
That was a great goal.
Great goal. Tanya says, Palmer, Saka, Foden, can you rank them? That's very difficult.
Well, I think if you're going based
They're
on...
all great players.
They're all great.
I think if you're going based on club, I would go Foden, Saka, Palmer. But it's very tight between Foden and Saka.
What, in terms of the order?
Abby's order there.
Listen, I'm not too. Yeah, I think that order's fine because Palmer's done it for one season, Saka's done it for multiple.
But Foden and Saka are very tight.
I think they're all very close.
Overall, I'm doing it.
You're going Saka, Foden,
Foden.
I think they're all very close.
I think either order is fine.
But they're three top players. This is one of the frustrating things about England, that you've got players, though. So many top players. This is why we get frustrated, because we're like, we want to be seeing better football with these top calibre of players that we got.
Joe says, why wouldn't he say Eze wouldn't want to take one? Yeah, we touched on that earlier.
You think it was Eze who didn't want to take one?
No, definitely not, because he wouldn't say that about him. Jesus Christ again says, no City player should ever be in a combined team convo. Away from Daddy Pep and his snooze football, they're all trash.
Trash.
You can't say that.
Joe, a bit of a negative one this, Rob. He says, this bias roundup / bias preview show, you're all here to rep club players, never any objective chat here. The worst of the bunch is AGT shambolic.
I've got no players in this argument.
Haven't even mentioned Palmer should stop. Not once.
Not once.
Not
one
Joe says, I guarantee Rice would have been 6 to take the pen. Ran DTV says, here's to the Lebanese giant Saliba, the best Arab footballer in the EPL right now. Did you see what he said about Liverpool centre-back not being on his level when he came in?
Who?
Saliba. Did you see this clip?
No.
He came in, they were filming, he went, Liverpool centre-back not on my level, and went like that.
He's
I don't know, man. No, he's talking about Van Dijk, obviously.
No, he's always bigger than Van Dijk, man.
But there you go. No, he is.
By the way, right, you're talking about bias there. On the Bias Premier League show, without giving it away too much, you know we do Idiot of the Week.
Yeah.
And Ty did it this week. Guess who he gave it to?
Let me think.
No,
Idiot of the Week. Is it a footballer? Or
Let's
is
guess
it
who
a
you gave
person?
it. Guess who you gave it to.
Farage? No.
Neil Mopey.
Right, it weren't Neil Mopey.
No, it weren't him.
Who would Ty say was the Idiot of the Week? It's a good
It's
question.
got to be
Rob.
something that rattles.
Give us a clue.
I mean, put it this way, right? We were going, me and Yardi went for Ronaldo, but he objected. He went for someone, and we actually all said, all right. He went for Flex.
Why?
Because of what he said about
Because Flex
Saliba.
was saying how Saliba's outgrown
Oh,
Arsenal.
yeah.
Arsenal fans need to
I didn't know he said that. Okay, fair.
Could have been Clara
He said
Bitsy
he's
as well,
got.
to be fair.
It's time for him to move on.
Seb
That's
says
right.
this England team
Not wrong.
is Ollie's United team. It's Moments FC. Mamo says,
Shout
DR
out.
Sport editors, please do your magic and showcase your talents once again. Content Robbie flip-flopping on England and Southgate during Euros. Just head over
Hold
to
on a
DR
minute.
Sports clips.
Have I flip-flopped on Southgate?
It depends. Do you still want him sacked? If you
Right.
want him sacked right now, then I guess
I said
not.
after the second game, sack him, bring in Klopp.
Yeah. Would you
Right.
still sack him right now?
Right? Actually, if you actually remember, I said if you could go and sound out Klopp and he came back positively and said I'd take it, I'd sack him straight away and bring in Klopp. Right?
Would you do that now?
Still?
Well, if Klopp was available now for the last
him
two
to the
games,
final.
yes, I would.
Sack him
I
for
still
the
would, man.
semis, get him in for
But
the final.
I said they ain't going to do that. He's here for the thing, and I said, but this guy will fluke his way to the final because he's got an easy side of the draw. So I'm not flip flopping.
Well,
I still
LJ
don't think he's the man for the job. But what the point I was making is that we've got the quality in within the team. And we're on the easy side of the group. I said if he was on the other side of the group, we might be able to get away with it once, not twice. We'd be out, right? But on this side of the group, you can get away with it. You can get away with a poor performance or average performance against Switzerland, and your big guys will turn up and you beat them. And I also think you could do the same where you don't have to put in necessarily a free-flowing, brilliant performance against the Netherlands either, and still get through.
You could.
And then you're into a final. It's a one-off game.
I just
and
hope
if you
Spain. I hope Spain beat France.
If you turn up on a one-off
Really
game,
bad.
even France, innit? They ain't been playing.
I don't want to see France in the final with them playing like this.
And they could
I
get
need
there.
Spain to
Spain
They'll
actually
probably
deserve
win
it.
No, Spain have been the best team.
I
in the
need
tournament.
Spain to beat France.
It's a shame because I actually felt like that Germany-Spain game.
They're the best team.
That should have been this minimum.
That should have been the final.
100%. I feel
Yeah.
like
Should have been the final.
we've
They're
been
the best two
robbed.
teams in the
We've been
tournament.
robbed.
Two teams,
Like
yeah.
we've been robbed of that as a
We
semi
have.
or a
They're
final.
the best two
Like,
teams in the competition.
for
The
sure.
way
They played the best football. Those
Annoying.
two teams.
Annoying.
Can you imagine like France
don't-
versus England in a final based upon what we've watched?
Yeah, but then the best teams don't always win it, right? I saw like in the Champions League this year, I thought City played better than Real Madrid over those two games, but they just got just like the
Heritage.
quality man them just stepped up and and they did it.
Yeah.
Whether Southgate will be able to do it if he got to a final, if those moments come now where it's like on a tight and you got to change it up, that's where it's the problem, and that's where Klopp will be way better.
LJ says, Robbie, actually why I critiqued you was because when the panel questioned the manager, you were backing Southgate because of his tournament record.
And he's
I
got
think that
a
was,
good
that
tournament.
was after the first
LJ
game.
Brown, he's got a good tournament record, 3 semi-finals, brother.
It's fact.
Do you know?
That is true.
Are
Like,
you not
that is
studying the facts?
Look,
Forget about your.
Facts.
Prior to him, I can't
Forget
believe
about-
it.
They were terrible.
Jesus.
Remember, like the
am
whole
I lying?
Allardyce.
No, you're not. I'm just.
Look at the eye
I'm kinda
test
shocked
tells
that
you
that's-
Remember
something
the
different.
Allardyce era,
Yeah,
that very
yeah.
short era where he was having
I know
meetings with
LJ Brown. The eye
papers.
test tells you different, but the facts 6 tells you that this guy's got to 3 semi-finals and a final.
There you go.
So you cannot say he's not a good tournament manager.
It's true.
But you
Random
wouldn't
guy.
want him at your club.
No way.
There we go.
Because week in, week out, you get found out.
Yeah.
Okay.
But if he went to United, we'd all be collectively happy.
Oh, yeah. 100%. Random guy in UK says CR7's selfishness will cost Portugal the World Cup. The next
I'll tell you,
World
that
Cup.
brother,
too.
He shouldn't be
even
playing in the
me,
World
the
Cup.
other night, I was getting annoyed.
The free
because
kicks. Ugh.
Why has he got to take it? When was the last time he scored a free kick?
Can't,
We
I
said
honestly
this.
can't remember.
We did it.
I
It was
can't
like
remember.
60 free kicks ago,
2018.
wasn't it? Or something?
Yeah, it's 1 in 58 free kicks.
It was like wild, the stats. And then we got all this hate about...
Keep practicing, though.
You know, how dare we hate
I
on
got
Ronaldo.
I got an email.
No, please tell me you all saw Matisse'
You got an email
story.
of that?
So,
it was so good.
I was
Read it,
saying
read
on
it.
my watch along.
Please read it.
Let me see if I don't even know if I can
Find that email.
It was
please.
so
Get
good.
that email.
Basically, it was reminding me that me and my family will never make as much as Ronaldo. Do not disrespect Ronaldo, okay? He has not been the only stinky player this tournament. Mbappe's done it. Felix missed a penalty.
You were foolish. You're a fool.
Foden.
You're a fool.
Very foolish of me to dare disrespect the CR7. Yeah, just loads of... And it was paragraphed. It was really well written out.
was
Some
so
words
good.
were misspelt.
Laurie was in it.
Laurie
was in it. Laurie got a
side
shout out.
diss. Yeah, he was dissed in there. It was you and Laurie. I said, I'm not doing a stream with Laurie.
Not you.
No, not you, Laurie. I wasn't dissed. I wasn't doing a stream with Laurie.
Who said that speed?
It was Odie. Yeah,
It was so
yeah.
good.
Imagine if it was speed. Yeah. So
Hey, listen, man. Honestly, I'm a Ronaldo fan, but he was annoying me in this tournament, man. Like the man in the previous game, it wasn't even that game. The previous game, he took every single free kick.
Yeah.
Gave it the big and all this and that.
the huff, the puff,
all that, right?
Oh, the
then
big moments.
Hufflepuff.
And that.
Yeah, and then run up and just hit it straight into the wall. And I was like, nah, come on, man. You're being selfish now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
come on, bro.
Well,
Give
we-
someone else a chance.
We
to
saw he decided to let Bruno have like 2 attempts the other night.
take it. No, one.
Well,
One.
Yeah, one. Just to be like, okay, go on, like you'll have your moment.
Yeah.
But no, it's selfish. Like
remember-
if you love your country that much, we know how amazing you've been in your career, but you know. As Mr. Portugal,
the
it's
torch.
your time to step back. Like you can still feature, you can still be there, but you don't need to be the main man. It's now just about your ego.
But I was saying last show I was on Jota, I would have preferred to start Ronaldo come off the bench
Yeah.
if anything.
But that would
and then
never
he can take
And
the
then get
penalty
the
shootouts
headlines,
and he can
you know, he
when
gets
everyone's
one.
tired he can do last
100%.
10 minutes.
I
or
mean,
whatever.
what was Jota thinking? Must be thinking when he sat on that bench. I mean,
Everyone come on before him.
Thinking, right, is it too
Come on,
late
man.
to change to something else?
It's
No, but
Probably.
Ronaldo,
Treated.
this will be Ronaldo's last tournament, isn't it? So
Yeah.
I don't think so, you know.
No, he'll go to the
I
World
think he'll
Cup.
be at the World Cup. World Cup in the US.
In America.
He'll go
be
to the
there.
World Cup. Do you know what? It's about having a manager that is brave enough to not stand up to Ronaldo and make the changes that are necessary to be made. And I don't think that Roberto Martinez is that manager.
No, yeah, but he was never that guy. But
More super chats. Let's get them done. Eunice says, "Hi Robbie, can you stream the Tour de France?"
Oof, that'd be a long
That's a
stream.
long stream, boy. I don't know if
No,
our
thanks.
DR Sport stretches to
I won't be stretching to
cycling,
that.
but who knows? One day, you never know.
Do the sprint part.
Joe says Klopp would be an incredibly shite England manager.
I think he would. I think he'd be good.
Crazy.
Shout out to you, my friend.
did you say why?
No, we didn't. We just said he will be a good manager. AGT, haven't been celebrating England goals, but will you celebrate if Gakpo scores against England, says Clara Bitsy.
Celebrated the Trent one, though, didn't you?
Yeah, of course I
Yeah,
did.
of course.
Jesus Christ, would AGT celebrate a Gakpo hat-trick if England lose? Bro, all these, no, I would not do that. Larry, Southgate will leave and you'll see how tough international coaching is. How many winning international managers have great tactics? More to managing at international level. That's a good point.
Yes, fair.
Joe says, repeat of the other super chat. Don't worry, we'll read them out. Massive shout out to Lewis Hamilton for setting another
What a
3
race
records
yesterday.
yesterday. They all said Hamilton is washed and done. You aren't laughing now.
I mean, it was his first win since 2021. So.
Abby Summers.
Still.
We
What
are
a
not
race.
going
What-
to do
but-
this
but it
today.
was an
Lewis
unbelievable
Hamilton,
race.
the GOAT, has returned to the stage
One time.
with an emphatic win at Silverstone. I swear,
It
I was so
was-
happy.
whoever
Brilliant.
did what-
and
He's in tears.
the post-race interviews,
Big
I
yeah.
was just,
It
I
was
loved
so good. It was
Beautiful.
a great race. Silverstone actually never really disappoints, to be fair. I know this is not an F1 pod,
Home
but I just
course
want to
as well.
say that McLaren absolutely fucked Lando and
Yeah,
Piastri
yeah,
yesterday.
they did.
And
But
I'm
you know
gutted.
what?
Gutted,
This is a
gutted for him.
consistent theme with
Gutted for
Lando
him.
is that he always stays out a lap too long. Even when he's leading a race, he doesn't usually want to come in as well.
Well,
He
they
doesn't
did that
judge
with
it
they
great.
did that with
He's done it
Piastri.
before.
They
Straight
did
over my head,
that.
all
Sorry, they did that with Piastri, didn't they? And that was again kind of sort of the wrong call.
Yeah.
And then Lando back in it, and then he goes on the softs.
I know, it's mad.
Why? Mad.
Great
And
racer.
it cost him that. It cost him at least finishing second.
big up
He has to hold that,
Minimum,
man.
but
Lewis needed
great
this.
race.
Won at
Love
his
to see
home
it. It's so competitive this year. So anyone that says F1 is boring,
It's actually got-
you're not laughing now.
Hold.
Seems to be the phrase of today.
You're not laughing now.
AGT, since you went on the show last time, I asked this question: start, bench, sell for the national team. Klopp, Pep, Ancelotti. For the rest of the table, has your answer changed? Ooh.
What was this for?
How you benching managers though? I don't get it. All right, let me go Klopp to start. Let me go Ancelotti to bench, and I'll sell Pep because he's trying to be a tennis coach at the minute as well. So
He's at Wimbledon,
You've seen him? At
I saw him at Wimbledon, yeah.
He's going to the person next to him. See him across. They have to.
He did
Have
that.
a
Didn't he do that at the
relax,
basketball when he
mate.
went to the
Chill out.
basketball?
Must be so annoying. You
I
just
think
want
he
someone
can't
to
help it. I
sit
think
and
he's got
Take
no
the
problem.
serve,
chill.
and he's giving it all this.
He
Can't
can't
help
help
himself,
it.
man.
He can't help it.
Gotta big him
Yeah.
up.
Even if it's a
Shut
one-on-one
up, man.
sport, he's still saying 4 at the back and 3, and you move it. Yeah.
In golf. Oh, it's mad. Aminor, not going to lie, Abby is looking fine. As always, come on, England.
Cheers. Thank you.
Shout out to you. Sai, most winning seasons, most wins at one circuit and only winner after 300 races. Congrats to Hamilton. Robbie, when is Abby doing the chicken shop video, says
Oh,
Clark
soon.
Bitsy.
We're just trying to get a date in, actually.
Potentially Thursday.
Is it potentially?
Potentially
Is it with
Thursday.
you?
How are you
I think
with
I'm
Chile?
hosting, but I'd...
Yeah, I don't. What exited to you?
It was
Yeah.
hilarious.
Listen, I'm telling you.
Hilarious.
Don't worry.
It ain't
Don't
a
worry.
joke,
I got
you
something
know.
for it.
Cecil did it well.
How did you find it, Mark? Because you did it last week, didn't you?
Well, it was good. Unbelievable food, I must say. Like the sauces, everything.
I'm
fantastic.
so
but
excited
the way
for food.
Cecil is out here ruining milkshakes,
Bro.
Like it's just
did
unacceptable.
you do it to you?
I did do it to you as well.
Yes. I was.
You fell for it?
fuming. Of course.
you saw Robbie
No, I
fall
didn't.
for
I didn't see that. I only saw it
Let me
after.
tell you, I'm getting
I
my
only
own
saw
drink.
it after.
I'm getting
the
my
fact.
own drink.
You
You know what? If
honestly.
you run the tapes back, it's actually a combination of X and Jason, who...
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, it's
Jason's
very-
always beyond
it
it. You know what I mean?
stinks
He's
of
always
Jason.
beyond it.
Absolutely
Jason.
stinks of
Stinks of
Jason.
Jason.
Stinks
It's
of
true.
milk.
Stinks
Done
of
it.
it.
And I got something for
Jesus.
both of them. Don't worry.
Yeah, well, it might be this
Pause,
week apparently. If
yeah.
not, it'll probably be next week. So it's coming soon.
Love that. Robbie, can you stream Tour de France? Eunice is very keen for us to stream
Why is
the
this about
Tour de France. Kane needs dropping, says Phil. Mamo says, love you, Don, but you're flip-flopping. This is like when you didn't want to use the word bottle when Arsenal bottled the league. Robbie, woo, 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 woo.
Come on, man. Am I flip-flopping?
You've taken Flex's title. I don't know what to say to you.
You have got a pair of Javianas on right now.
I'm
so
not flip-flopping.
PM says,
And,
Robbie,
yeah, and by the way, you need to answer that question, you know?
which?
The one about the Gakpo hat-trick.
No, he did. He said he wouldn't. He said
Stop this, Robbie. Stop it. Stop this. Robbie back in Southgate is the Arsenal mentality on display, accepting mediocrity. Best squad in the world and yet no titles. Get him out, says PM. Who paid in euros, so
Chatting.
why do you want him
Anyone
out
miss
if
the
you're not
Prem?
in England? I'm not
So
sure.
much.
I honestly, I miss the Prem so much.
Me too, man. I can't wait for all of us to be slagging each
I
other.
can't wait to be
off
back
around
on
this table.
our normal little schedule,
Yes,
just
man.
ripping each other.
Just
Matisse
can't
sitting
wait.
on bottles.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
Flex holding everything.
Yeah,
it's
just
mad.
doing a Thai impression every month. It's
Yeah.
mad. I just miss it so much, guys. Really
GP,
do.
if the panel turned into cats, would Robbie adopt them?
No, he wouldn't. Doesn't like her.
Robbie,
You don't like
No,
cats.
I'm not mad on pets.
Yeah.
yeah. I
So
know.
was that's a no? He wouldn't
That's a no.
he wouldn't even adopt us. Like,
He wouldn't know that it's us though. How would he know it's us?
How are you going to communicate that you're Abby in a
Yeah,
cat's
cats
body?
can't talk.
Yeah.
That's it. Cats can't even talk, man.
they do meow.
Get a Gus, man.
They can't even.
Or
you know,
what
a
if
dog
we were dogs? Like, would you adopt us if we were
A
dogs?
dog can communicate better, yeah.
So-
I've had a dog in the past.
So you would adoct us if we were dogs?
No.
It's nasty, isn't it?
Crazy.
It's call up Chelsea, was it?
Battersea dog.
Battersea
Dog
Dogs Home.
Home.
Sorry, Battersea Dogs
Yeah.
Home.
Mad. He said he put us
Is that still there?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's so
Still-
bougie around
still-
Battersea
Football club
nowadays.
now.
Battersea's so bougie nowadays. I think they would have got rid of
Oh, I
it.
haven't been to Battersea since it's had its whole...
Battersea is
Hey, trust me,
unreal.
really nice.
It's so
Hey.
far.
Hey,
Is it?
that's
Hey.
the, that's the
So
best
nice.
shopping centre in London.
Unreal.
Trust me,
That
that's what I'm
is
saying to you,
clear.
right?
That Zara,
Clear.
Antigua must have
That
gone
shopping
there.
centre is
That-
clear.
I said next time we're both in London,
On
she'll
full-
come with me and
That
we'll go
Zara is unbelievable. It's like a
there. You know
warehouse.
what you should do?
You
I
should
know.
get
You
a
should
brand
go
deal.
around the world
You should get a
rating
brand deal.
Zara.
I've actually already pitched this idea because I do
Zara.
go everywhere I
You
am.
need a brand deal.
It's like my first thing I ask.
Get your
It's like
Zara,
how close
bell
are
up
we?
Zara, yeah?
Yeah.
Be like, look,
Contact.
I've got a great
Yeah, because
idea.
every Zara has different things.
Zara,
every Zara has
contact
different
me.
things.
I'm
Spanish
the
Zara
arranger.
is different. But that is an unreal one.
A
Tegan will
couple
love
more
it.
before we get into the other semis. Barter says, if Spain win this, Rodri is the best in the world. He's already up there, isn't he?
Yeah.
Odella says, give an honest assessment of Rice. I think he's been average at best. Very impressive, Mainu.
Rice played all right the other day.
Do you know what? If I was
Hit
to
the
rate this
post.
whole tournament so far, I know you don't like
6.
decimal places. Yeah,
6.5.
I'm going 6.5.
Yeah.
What's
I'd go
he got
5.5.
against decimal places, by the way?
God, didn't he can get a
all
6
the player
then?
ratings. He doesn't allow me.
Because I think it's a cop out when
The
you
other
say
day he goes, I give him
6.5.
8/9. I'm like, yeah, so you give him 8.5.
8.5.
No,
This guy, man. Hold tight decimal places, yeah. Erkan says, excited for the Paris Olympics. Robbie, you're heading out to Paris.
I'm going to be going there for some of it. Yeah,
Lovely.
I mean, I'm not excited about it yet because we're still in the
still
Euros,
doing
but
this.
I guess when we get there,
Did you go to any 2012 stuff?
I did. Yeah,
London?
I
No.
did go to
I watched
2012
table
stuff.
tennis.
It's brilliant, man.
You
I
watched,
watched
table
Germany
tennis.
versus Korea women's at the table tennis in 2012.
Yeah, no, I went
mad.
to a few events, man. So it's
Big 'em
good.
up. And Michael just sends in a super chat. Shout out to you. Right, we have to at least acknowledge Spain beating Germany 2-1 on the Friday. I mean, the game itself, it was tense, man. Germany, I almost felt like they were never going to score. Wirtz gets that goal, and Marino in the last minute of the 120, he scores in the same stadium his dad scored in 31 years ago, does the same celebration, a real full circle moment. But if you're Danny Carvajal, Rob, right, pretty much the most experienced player in the side, you get a second
big
yellow,
miss
you
as
go
well.
off,
Yeah, but
and
we
he's not playing the semis.
Yeah, but we
now.
said that in the context of that, he had to do it.
Yeah.
Like he had to make that call. But that miss right at the end of the game, was it Fulkrug?
Yes.
Krug.
Oh
Yeah,
my
yeah,
god,
yeah.
the miss was like
Havertz had
mental.
some nice chances as well.
Havertz had that lob that I think
That was
had
tough.
to
That was
score,
tough.
Rob.
That was
it's
a tough
not an
goal.
easy
No,
chance.
he had
But
to
you think
score.
he has to
I
score?
don't think it's an easy chance, but I think he
You've got
could
to
score it. I don't think
He could score it, but it was a tough one.
But the full Krug one at the end, the free header, man, you couldn't have wanted.
The keeper was done. Like you could
Yeah,
see
I
it
mean,
was-
the
planted.
delivery was
But
perfect.
who gave the ball away? I think it was Ferran Torres at the other end.
Yeah,
I
it
was
was.
fuming
Came
with him
on.
when I seen him do
Yeah.
that.
And
Could have took
back
it to
in
the corner.
Spain, Marca, one of the most famous publications out there, have anointed Coach De La Fuente as unstoppable.
He's been brilliant.
So will he be stopped?
They've
Who
been
knows?
unreal. They've
He's been
so
brilliant.
good to watch.
He's a brave. Yeah, I mean, the two wide players he's gone with, the young players, and
It was
Nico
also-
Williams has been one of my players of the tournament.
Yeah,
He's
for
been
sure.
insane.
he's an
It
outstanding.
was also the last game that Toni Kroos is going to play for Germany. He did injure Pedri earlier on in the game
Yeah.
and then sent
Yeah.
him a message to say, listen, you're a top player, I hope you're okay. What a player. Just quickly on him, like
Insane.
plays the game on a different
Brilliant.
level. The line breaking passes, the experience, unbelievable footballer. One of the best midfielders I've ever seen.
Yeah.
So shout out to Toni Kroos on his retirement there.
He started at the top, ended at the top, isn't it?
Yeah,
Bayern
literally
Munich.
never dipped.
Never
Not one
dipped.
dip.
I think he had one loan at Leverkusen
Yeah.
with Vidal. I remember seeing some quotes
Was it
about that.
Schalke or Hamburg very briefly as well?
Not sure. on
We'll
that
look
one.
it up.
But
Unbelievable.
Portugal 0, France 0 in normal time, and obviously France win on penalties.
Mbappe, do you think it's just the nose thing? He's been
The nose thing.
We're going
No, you know,
with
he broke
peripheral
his nose,
vision.
innit?
We're going
Because-
I don't know because he's been so
so poor, isn't he?
So
No, it's
poor.
just-
But
I
the whole
don't think
France
it's
team has
anything
been
to do
poor.
with it. Don't
Like,
think it's anything to do
that
with that.
team for me is missing Pogba. That midfield, as good as Kante's been brilliant. You know, Tchouameni obviously we know what his job is, but there's no real source. There's no creativity.
I agree. They have missed
and
Pogba.
Thuram poor when he was playing previously. Dembele
Muani.
awful.
Colomani was
Dembele, I don't know why he still gets
Muani,
selected.
you know what I mean?
Elise really should be in
Some
that
big
squad. That's what
misses.
that's what I
So I
felt.
said the other day, like
Olympics.
Kolo Muani, when I was saying to when we was doing the watch along, I was going,
Yeah.
people forget he's an £80 million player.
He is. Yeah.
It's
Crazy.
just like
Well, Ramos
I
is
think
a
Giroud
65
should have
million
played
pound
more.
player.
Yeah.
If
Doesn't
anything,
play.
We said that the
Portugal.
other night. Why didn't they bring on
He's the
Giroud?
man for
Something
the big
different
occasion,
like that?
man. And let's quickly talk about the Netherlands. They beat Turkey 2-1 in the end. I mean, the heart, the passion, everything. Turkey left nothing on that pitch. And I have to shout out Turkish. He was at the game. He's probably better to talk on it than me, but absolutely incredible.
That would
I
have
think
been a great semi-final.
I'm
Wow.
wondering if with Turkey, were they effective in the game before? They put so much into that win over Austria
They're tired.
that they did look really tired towards the end of that game because they started the game so well.
Yeah.
And they just seemed to run out of gas,
Yeah.
man. I mean, it's a shame because I would have loved to have seen England, Turkey semi-final.
mad.
Would have been mad. And their support, by the way,
Yeah.
has been unreal. I said it in the preview.
Oh,
I said,
incredible,
listen,
man.
it's going to be a takeover, mate, because I know there's so many Turkish people who live in Germany, but their support, I think, them and the Netherlands, their two supports are probably
Maybe
the
the
best
best two.
of the tournament. Innit?
Yeah.
There was a bit of drama at the end. The ref was handing out yellow cards for fun in that game.
Mickey van der Ven, great clearance at the end.
Yeah, very good, I have to say.
Must put a mention in
Netherlands
for
advance.
Saliba in this tournament.
Cool.
No, you should.
Another clean
He's been
sheet.
brilliant. He's been brilliant.
Yeah. Yeah,
Let's
it's
look
unreal.
forward then. Wednesday night, it's the biggest game in English football since the World Cup against France 2 years ago. Both teams maybe underperformed a little bit, but they both find themselves in the semi-final. It's anyone's to take. Looking ahead to this one, how do we see this game going? Knowing what we've already seen from both teams.
I've been right with every prediction I've made so far, by the way, which is freaky because I'm usually not at all. But I really don't know how I feel about this game. Like, this is definitely, as we've said, the hardest challenge that England are going to face, definitely so far in this tournament. Netherlands have quality, you know, they really do, whether it's like Xavi Simons, Cody Gakpo, like they have got quality. So I don't know how this is going to go. It's more on England. Like, they have to create. Like, they can't just be what they have been so far this tournament. Like,
Would you start Trent in that game at right wing back?
yeah. Yeah,
if you want-
I mean,
if you want them to
I
create.
would. Yeah, I don't think that's an issue. I've said for the last couple, games, I'm more than happy to see wholesale changes made in that side. Whatever is going to benefit England and be able to make us create and attack, a lot more fluidity, kind of, as we said, breaking those lines. I don't want to see any rigidness, and I think that this is the game. If you're going to do it, then please do it, Gareth. Like, on this game, like, I want to see runners. I want to see people that are creating and finding space. I want to see Foden, if he's playing, in the middle. Like, I want to see people in their correct positions, because it's all or nothing on this game, for me anyway, because it's the first one you're going to face real quality, and you can't sit there and be static. Can't.
Yep.
I don't know, because last game obviously Saka was kind of playing that right wing back role, and Saka has to start. So would I change Saka? Not really. I think he's either playing that role again, or he's playing right wing in a 4, because he needs to be on the touchline. I wouldn't start Foden, to be honest. I think he's had enough games now, regardless of whether it's the position, not an overlapping left back, whatever. I think other people need to be given an opportunity, and I want to see Gordon. Don't think we're going to see him, but I'd like to see Gordon. So, yeah, I just want... And Kane. I think Kane needs to be taken out as well. I want to see Tony start.
Well,
Tony
or
Watkins, but I think we need to change the striker as well. Now, is he going to do that? Absolutely not, because we're going into a semi-final,
He's gonna keep
and he's going to stick with exactly what he's gone with, because this is not really the time to be making changes. But based upon what I'm watching, performances-wise, I don't think England have been good enough to go with the same team and not risk going out to the Netherlands. So they need to make changes.
Yep.
Do we have predictions for the game?
I mean, I just on that, I agree with you. I'd love to see Gordon come in, and I'd play Watkins with that bit of pace in behind.
I would.
Because Harry Kane's just been so disappointing. I've just been really like, is he carrying an injury or something?
I feel like Van
And-
Dijk's going to just
but I do
take him
feel,
out of the
right,
game otherwise.
I think in this game,
Watkins
right,
does well
that,
against Van Dijk as well.
I think in this game, it might even suit England, because the Netherlands are going to come onto them a bit more.
Yeah.
Right? You know what I mean? And we've seen a lot of teams like defend very deep against England.
Yeah.
Right? I think the other night, because Switzerland they did defend a lot, Switzerland, but they weren't as deep and like as we've seen some of the other teams. I don't think the Netherlands are going to do that. They're going to have a go. I think this could suit England on the counter-attack, and that's why I think like a Watkins in there, a bit of pace in behind with Saka. I mean, I'd love to see Gordon. I think England can win this game. I really do. I mean, the Netherlands have got quality, obviously, like you said, you just named out some of the players.
Is
Gakpo.
packed, isn't it?
Yeah, they've got great players.
If you play Gordon and Watkins, though, you have to play Trent, because
Yeah,
for
that's
me, he's going to pick out those runs so well. So
I'm not against that at all, but I just don't. I think we're sitting here saying this. We've said this in every game. We want to see Gordon, we want to see Palmer, Watkins, etc. Trent. We don't. We end up seeing the exact same team.
it will be the
I
same
just
team.
feel like if
I think
you
Mark
play
Gay will come
Trippier
back
as a
in
right
for
wing back
Inter
against for 2 games in a row when Trent's
I
sitting there.
think Trippier, he loves Trippier, man.
I don't know.
But
what he's done to deserve that.
Trippier can go.
I
Like,
feel this game is another penalty shootout.
I actually agree. I think England win on pens.
With England winning on pens.
I think I'm going to go 2-1 England.
Extra time or normal?
Normal.
Yeah.
Normal.
I can't see 2
No,
goals.
not normal.
3 goals in the game.
Normal.
I'm going England to win on pens.
I'm
don't
going England
fancy
to
the
win on
pens this
pens
time.
as well.
This might be the one where I'm wrong. Who knows?
Could be.
Hopefully you're right.
Hopefully.
Just on Saka before we move
You
on.
go-
Yeah, what are you going for?
Let's get yours.
Wait, no, we don't need to ask me, man. You don't have to ask. You know what my graphic says? My graphic has been 100%. I keep reposting it on my story now because I'm milking it, but it has been 100% since the round of 16 all the way to the semi-finals. Everything is going exactly how it says, and it did say the Netherlands to beat England. But
It did, or you did?
I did, and it did. But yeah, obviously I want England to go through if they can. I do see a penalties. I do see penalties if they do go through because it will be the same team.
Do you know what? We might be lucky in the sense that Kane might be injured. We might, well, not lucky.
Yeah, I get you.
I love
He might be,
but he came off injured
but
the other day.
They already said he's fine.
Well, let's see.
Do you know that was because Eze passed it off the pitch, and then Kane buckles off the pitch, and then it's like Eze said, "You're substituted." Eze substituted him. He said, "You're going out
He
there."
said, "Listen, I've had enough."
Yeah, you go onto the. He sent him to the bench literally with that pass, and then obviously Southgate doesn't.
Honestly, I don't know what's going on with him, man. He's been so slow as well. Like lethargic.
Not mobile at all, man. By the way, get the likes up. Just shy of 5,000 of you watching. We're not even at 1,000 likes. Let's do that ASAP. Aussie Picasso says, "How many weeks will players miss in the EPL because of the Euro, especially if England win?"
That's a worry for me. Because they got to get 3 weeks off.
I said 2 weeks.
I think it'd be 3.
Doyle earlier.
If you go all the way till the end, imagine how tired you are.
You probably come back that
I need
last
the 3
week of
weeks.
August.
Even if
probably
you
come back last week of August.
Even if you come back for that first game, you probably won't start.
No, you probably play the first game you played will be last week of August.
A game that finishes on July the 15th or whatever, they can't play on August the
No, they
9th.
probably won't go on pre-season tour.
I'm going to Arsenal, right? So, for instance, let's say Saliba or Saka get to the final.
On the 4th of August.
Yeah, that means the week after, literally, is when Arsenal go away on the US tour. Those two won't be going.
No,
they shouldn't.
They won't be going. They'll have to. They'll have to rest. The last time there was a tournament, Saka got 3 weeks, right? So
I think
he'd be back. He wouldn't have done that. He'd be back maybe for the Emirates Cup games. But he's not going to get a full pre-season. I don't think he'll be ready.
I don't think you should even be trying to get them back.
I agree.
For the first Premier League game, because the more rest they get, the better equipped they'll be for the season coming up, and it's a long season. So
and it's not just the physical, the mental
as well.
You think
look how much scrutiny all these players are.
Do you think they'll be back second or third?
Taking that penalty alone is 2 weeks holiday.
I'll be honest. If they get to the final,
do you know what I mean?
You need about a year off.
Bro, I'm telling you,
they haven't had breaks.
100%.
2 weeks.
No, I think they'll be back fit for the second or third game.
Nah, mate.
3.
I think
for the second game.
I would
second
want my
or third
players to get a
A
3 week.
month after they finish the last
Yes.
game.
No, but you can do.
I think they can.
Do you not love these guys? You don't want these guys to be
2 weeks.
Yeah, but you're
3 weeks, man.
Alex, you're forgetting.
Give them 3 weeks,
man.
Pre-season, right? Because the most important thing for a player is that pre-season.
Yeah.
And if you haven't had a pre-season,
They need time.
Yeah, you can't just go straight back into the Premier League with no
the
pre-season.
chat? Should we ask the chat?
I mean, all my lot will be back.
Days
so
off?
it's fine.
How many weeks off do you
I think it's 3.
I think it's
That
3.
If you get
By
to
the
the
way,
final-
Copa America as well. Liverpool have got Diaz and
well, you're gonna have to hold that.
Romero's
You're
out.
You're gonna have to. That's why you want them back, because you got so many players away.
So we could get them back.
Their players.
You
man.
have to
I
hold
haven't
that.
actually been really watching Copa America.
Clark and them, man.
Argentina's still in it.
Yeah.
Dan.
Argentina,
Romero.
Uruguay, Colombia.
How about hold HD on that?
So just Romero's just left out.
I don't know. People are saying 2 weeks. People are saying 3.
3 weeks.
3 weeks. If you get
3
to,
weeks.
if you get,
If you get to the final, for me, you should get
3
3
weeks.
weeks. Because remember, you're going to be celebrating for a week, as you should.
yeah.
So
celebrations as
yeah.
well. If you win
And
it.
also,
you know-
those players have hardly, I think, had a week off before they then had to report for England duty.
I don't even know
So
if they had off.
haven't had any time off.
Yeah.
Wild though.
But it's
No, I
not.
don't think it
Like,
is.
it's- I don't think that's
I
that
think
right.
the
honestly-
last tournament, Saka got 3 weeks.
I honestly
I'm old
think
school.
I think you should get a week to celebrate.
And then 2 weeks off.
And you should get 2 weeks after that off.
And then you
to just
come back,
relax.
then people's coming back from pre-season.
Yeah.
And then you have like a week to
I mean,
get
yeah,
yourself
if you
in-
won it,
thing
then
If you've
imagine
won it,
if you
man.
win it, you got to come back,
Imagine.
celebrations,
Yeah.
parades, all
Parades,
that stuff.
yeah.
I think that's fair.
And you should.
Grealish
Don't
would
rush
say,
the celebration.
Then you got to
6
go
weeks
away for at least a couple of weeks
Yeah.
and do nothing.
And
chill.
go on holiday.
Then you got to come back and do a little
Go and
mini
relax.
pre-season.
Yeah.
Pre-season, get yourself
People are
back
saying
into
a
fitness.
month, 4 weeks,
I think
7
3 to 4
weeks.
I think 3 weeks.
I don't think you can win a major tournament like that after all the pressure pressure, all the scrutiny that's on it, and then not get the deserved break you need to actually enjoy it.
But I don't know about you. After 2 weeks, I'm like, I want to get home. I want to get back.
You're not a professional footballer.
Yeah.
You got to watch the game.
How's your hamstrings?
Also, remember when you had that ear infection, you wanted to come home.
He had an ear infection. He was gone for a month.
Yeah, we didn't see him.
I think the difference here, Alex.
It was only an ear infection.
I didn't either. I almost died, mate.
The difference here, Alex, right, is you've got to take into account pre-season. That's what you've got to take into account.
No, but what I'm saying
it's not
is
like it's an international break.
You can miss the US tour, but there's one game at Anfield before the season starts against Seville. You can come on as a sub.
No. Yeah, that's not
you're ready.
You haven't had a proper pre-season.
They won't be back then.
Listen,
so it's hard
we got
to
Mo Salah.
I know you're dreading.
He's getting them
I know you're dreading
early.
potentially getting off to a slow start in the league because your players are away, but you're gonna have to just hold that. I'll be honest.
No.
I'm joking. I will have to hold that. The changes of you four are all over the place, says Joe. Got it in for us today,
The
Joe.
changes of us four? What do you mean?
I don't know what he's talking about. Goldio says Luke Shaw and Saka as wing backs. Shaw was class when he came on.
Did well.
I did rate how instead of celebrating he went straight over to Switzerland and shook all their hands. I think that's quite classy as well. Konza should start again versus the Netherlands.
It was very good.
Played very well.
And man like T, Turkish is in the chat with the
You got
super
Turkish,
chats. 10 quid as well, hold tight.
The Turkish put a £10 super chat.
Gee.
Hey,
Big him up, man. Big him up.
$9.99.
money's flowing, man. That big six money, the big six cash is coming in. What? The big six.
He says, most entertaining team, Turkey. Goal of the tournament, Turkey. Save the tournament, Turkey.
Turkey.
Best fans atmosphere, Turkey. Gula and Kadioglu, team of the tournament, Turkey.
You can't argue with that. Apart from most entertaining team, no.
Who would be your most entertaining team?
Entertaining?
Spain?
Spain.
Yeah.
In terms of quality
Spain.
football, yeah.
But in
Spain,
terms of
but also
mad games, Turkey though.
Yeah,
but Spain's games have been wicked as well. So
Yeah,
I go
but I'm
Spain.
talking
I
like
think he's
not much quality, but mad.
Goal of the tournament. I'm still going Bellingham.
All right.
Right, just for the context of it, save of the tournament, definitely Turkey.
Yeah.
That save,
For
I still can't.
Bro.
I still don't know how that guy saved
like a
that.
cat.
Right, best fans atmosphere,
everywhere.
Turkey. I agree with that. Gula Kadigoglu.
Sorry?
I know I can't say that name, but they're in the team in the tournament. They both of them are brilliant.
Turkish says I'm going to invoice you, Robbie, for that super chat.
Yeah.
So,
Is Yamal guaranteed young player of the tournament now that Gula's out? Because he was the last one to maybe challenge him.
I'd say so.
Yeah,
I'd say so. Clara then says, yes, Saka can start all he wants. I prefer Cole Palmer resting and starting against City in the first game back. That's mad, isn't it, that you've got City in the first game of the season?
Yeah, well, I don't think there's a better time to play them, to be honest.
Yes.
Because
Just goes to show as well,
if they're
right,
coming
like
off a little
Big
bit of a
Enzo.
hangover.
The season starts back too quick. They should have been given a bit more rest.
Yeah, I mean,
They're going to flog these players to death, you know.
yeah, of course they will. More they can believe.
Fatigue's going to be a real thing again.
In other news, Brazil knocked out of Copa America on penalties by Uruguay.
Sorry on that.
Bro, we still ain't got our money off.
Do you notice
Cecil
on
as well,
the?
you
Do you
know?
notice? I know he still owes us our money.
So do you.
Today.
You and Flex still owe me money.
You notice?
No.
Yeah.
Yes, I do.
You notice in the
Yes, you
Copa
do.
America there's been no extra time.
Yes.
I do. Huh?
You notice that in the Copa America they've just gone straight to penalties.
Yeah, I like
Really?
it. I think it's better because
So they'll be less tired with that.
outside of
I'm
Spain,
okay,
Germany,
that's wild.
most of the games going to extra time is just an extended version of why we didn't want it to go to extra
Should
time.
we bring back golden goal?
I wouldn't mind it. I have
don't-
no problem with
I don't
that.
mind a bit of golden goal.
I'd
But it
love
was
that.
Argentina who beat Ecuador on penalties on Friday. Canada went through on penalties over Venezuela. Big up Canada.
Canada in
Colombia
semi-finals.
absolutely smashed up Panama 5-0. Lucho Diaz scored again. And then
James Rodriguez.
Dunno.
Okay.
James
Not
Rodriguez.
interested. No, James Rodriguez.
Not
I think he's got 5 assists in the tournament. He's broke the record, so shout out to him. Still going. Uruguay, Brazil was 0-0, and then Uruguay won 4-2 on penalties. So Brazil out.
Brazil.
They've got a lot of critics this summer, haven't they, Robbie, for their
Their own legends.
Slaughtered, man.
yeah.
Slaughtered.
And it was
Richie
Ugarte who scored the winning penalty, but only one shot on target
I know,
from
he's a
Uruguay in
ball
the 90 and 3 for Brazil. It was Douglas Luiz who missed a very crucial penalty, but he's off to Juventus.
With his
Copa
girlfriend.
America winners, have we got any predictions? The semi-finals are Argentina, Canada, and Uruguay, Colombia. So that's Nunes and Diaz going up against each other.
It's hard to not go with Argentina,
Gotta go
isn't
with
it?
Argentina. You know, I was going to go with one of Uruguay, Colombia. They've got such a hard game. Let me go with Colombia, man.
To win
Yeah.
the whole thing.
To win the whole thing.
27 games unbeaten, Colombia now.
Yeah, they've been playing well.
They're one of the form teams in
And
the
they've got
whole
some
world.
good players, man.
Very good.
Yeah.
But yeah, Argentina, Canada. I think Argentina get through
Yeah, they
there
will,
quite
yeah, I
easily.
think.
But then the final, that's another one of those mad games that we're all going to have to watch. But let's know in the chat, who is your winner for the Copa America? In other news also, Thiago Alcantara retires at the age of 33. We were speaking about this morning on Hot Topics. Bro,
No, he's been out for a couple of seasons, hasn't he?
he basically semi-retired 2 years ago, if I'm honest. But he played 6 minutes of football this season against you in the league game that we lost 3-1 in, and then got injured for 4 months after that again.
Yeah, he's taken the right decision, hasn't he? At least.
But
he's not-
what a career. Like, sensational. Came through Valencia and then went to Barca, won everything at Bayern, came to Liverpool, did well. Just a glorious player to watch, you know.
Glorious.
Yeah, he's a proper baller, that bro.
What a guy. Sorry?
His brother was better.
Rafinha.
Can you imagine?
Shame we haven't got Flex here, because reportedly United are closing in on Xerxes and they're still interested in De Ligt. However, 60,000 Bayern Munich fans have signed a petition saying they do not want to give me De Ligt.
That was very funny.
To KG.
See, I pranked him.
Yeah. Well, I thought they loved Eric Dyer, you know.
I thought they loved Højlund as well. I want to replace him after a year. Genuinely, though.
It's an interesting one with that Xerxes. And
Xerxes,
I saw Flex tweet that he goes, you know, they're getting another sort of
young and
Wide
up-comer.
young and up
forward.
and coming
Yeah.
striker. Where they've already got that in Højlund.
Yeah,
so
I think Ivan Toney, someone like that would have been a better move just to balance out the forward line. But
starting to look like he's going to you lot, you know.
Yeah, I've
really, Tony.
I haven't really seen that
He
much
was
traction
tagged
on
I've not
seen
anything.
that either.
All I've heard is that we're linked to Tony. I've only really heard that from you, to be fair. And Eze being another one, which I would
two great signings if
absolutely
you got
love.
them done.
That would be a
sensational
sensational window. That's never
Really
going to
would.
happen.
You're not getting
It's
both.
never
But
happening.
you might get one of them.
Yeah, I might get one. There's not a chance we're getting both. I would honestly. I would be gobsmacked.
I'd be
What would you do
gobsmacked.
if you got
I'd probably give a public apology.
What, to Daniel Levy?
I'd say for once in 24 years you'd not been tight. But until then, the jury still
still out. Bayern have announced that Lise, he's in the club colours. He said man's gone in it in his
Man's gone in
goodbye post on his Instagram. But Arsenal closing in now on Calafiori. Excited.
Yeah, I think it's been a really good signing, Ricardo Calafiori. He looked really good in the Euros.
Heard he's injury prone.
Had a
He
good
is.
season. He had one season where he got a bad
saw
injury.
that too.
But last season, he was injury free. Van der Ven's injury prone, isn't it?
Absolutely is injury prone.
And you don't.
I hope
you
he
know,
doesn't play
You,
on,
you like him as a
on
player.
Wednesday.
innit?
I want
I
to
think that
rest those
Calafiori,
hamstrings.
he looked very good in the Euros. And I know you can't just go for tournaments, but he did also, have a great season
yeah.
for Bologna.
he
So
did.
Yeah.
Bologna just had a great season.
yeah,
full stop.
I'm really happy with that signing. Really.
Was it high up the priority list?
I think we needed another centre back
That can
because
play left back.
who can play left back as well. You know what I mean?
After, I think what the context was Gabriel last season. He was not starting because he was potentially thinking of moving. Wasn't he?
I was every game I kept thinking, if anything happens to one of these two,
We're finished.
Anytime one of them went down with an injury, I was like,
Yeah.
oh my god.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
now to have him, and
true.
I think we'll sell Kivior, who a bit unfortunate for Kivior because
think he was all right.
He's an all right player, but I think Calafiori is a step up.
Where does
So-
Timber feature next season?
Timber again, he can play left back. He can play. Timber was a centre back at
Ajax.
Ajax.
Yeah.
How many of these types
You're
of players
basically
you
So-
getting
get?
everyone that is a centre back
He's just
that
going
cannot play.
Mikel Arteta's
left or
got
right.
covered because
Pep,
somebody
really.
somebody was saying to me last
Surprising
night.
that.
It's going, oh, why is
Why?
he? What will that be? If we get Sel Kivior, is there enough cover at centre back? And I'm like, well, no, hold on.
They're all
Ben
centre
White.
backs.
Ben White used to be a centre back at Brighton. Timber was a centre back. Calafiori centre back. They can all play.
Declan
centre back.
Rice played at centre back in the
Declan Rice
academy.
played at centre back early in his career. Tomiyasu plays as a centre back at Bologna. So
You man are addicted to centre backs.
He likes it.
You man are addicted to
Inverted
centre
And
backs.
Centre-back.
listen, one of our strengths last season was the defence. So he's going big on the defence.
By the way, randomly, just to bring you some other news, Kate Abdo shared the "Just Give Me the Light" video on her Instagram stories
What from?
from KG. Kate Abdo.
That's so funny.
Just
KG's
give me the lit.
absolutely
We're
buzzing
worldwide,
right now.
mate. We are
Trust me,
huge.
cuz.
That's a good
huge.
signing. Dilly, if they pull that off, I think
Do you think
that's a good
so?
signing.
He
I
won't
do.
leave.
I
He's
do.
not
I
been
think
in great form.
Towards the end of the season, though, he was playing for the minute in Champions League and that. He did
I saw the mistake he made, against Real Madrid.
That's true.
Kieran says, play a full season, continue training, play warm-up games, play a full tournament, and only get 2 weeks off. Are you sick?
Are you?
Says Kieran.
Are you sick?
You do need more than 2 weeks.
It depends what.
They're
Not
not
every single
robots,
player has done that,
AGT.
though, have they? Not every single player has had tournaments.
You need a rest.
Well,
They're not AI.
FIFA and UEFA think they are.
So do you.
No, I don't. I just say 2 weeks. Put your feet up in a.
The mistake where he got dragged in by Vinny.
And
That
then
one.
come straight back into a game, like say if you're a Chelsea player, straight back into a game against Man City.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Why not?
You need a pre-season. You need a little.
Give
you
him
know,
a minute.
Yeah, no.
Is anyone surprised that Kilman went to West Ham for 40 million?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's a lot of money, isn't it?
Of,
But PSR
what you
deadline
lot
is
do.
gone. No,
Yeah,
PSR
I
deadline's
know,
finished.
but
So that's just.
still.
Kilman's a good player.
Bro, have you
Yeah, but
seen
for
his
40,
journey?
45 million, what was
I
it?
can't even
Matt
look at the
Kilman's
market because
journey.
we
English
played.
tax.
Think about
English
how much we
tax.
paid for Brennan Johnson.
Oh yeah, that was nasty.
40.
English tax.
I saw that stinker coming from a mile away.
His career, right? He started
He
off
did
at
improve.
Welling,
Did improve.
went to Maidenhead, was on loan at Marlow, went to Wolves, and now he's been signed for
a good signing.
40 mil.
It's brilliant.
And
It's a good
he's got
signing.
an international career as an England futsal player.
Cool.
It's good.
25 caps.
I think he's a good player, you know. Very imposing as well.
Yeah.
Big guy, man.
Born in
player.
Chelsea as well. So
And,
is there any eyes on him in the future?
Nope.
Fair enough.
10-year
Big up, big up.
contract. incoming.
Amortization. Precise Sign says it's their jobs. 2 weeks is enough.
But I
Do your job.
Okay, so it is their jobs, but we don't want them to play like it's a job
No.
because otherwise that's very boring as a viewer. So we need them
big
to
up.
play with freedom,
And also,
expression.
you want them to be rested because
Yes.
you don't want to see them come back and then
And
get
then it's-
injured.
and also-
and also as the season goes on, you will definitely see the tiredness creep
Facts.
in, like the fatigue, like we saw after the World Cup. So
Yeah.
you need to have at least a little bit of a break to give
Even
them
in
that
our
energy
jobs,
back.
we get
Yeah, we get
a
tired.
holiday.
Do we?
Right, and we haven't got to be running up and down game. And listen, if they had to do it week in week out, they could, but just their performances.
as far as
gonna
getting
be-
paid
Yeah,
that
but if you want to see rubbish 0-0s
Yeah.
in May, then by all means bring them back early.
I think 2 weeks is enough, but that's my opinion. Goldio says England-France would be the worst Euro final ever. Got to get there first for it to be the worst, mate. And then Stephen Island's grandmother says Matisse posted a great tribute to Thiago on Twitter. Did you?
Oh, it was a layered tweet, a layered joke, and very few people understood.
Go
it.
on, run it
Tell
on me
us.
then.
Try
He
it.
picked up a lot of
It's any
stick for it, I guess.
Try
Yes, cooked
Run
to
the
smithereens.
layers.
Okay, so first of all, he's retired from football.
Correct.
So I said he should go to the MLS because people say that's a retirement home.
Correct.
People didn't pick up on that.
I agree.
I said he should join the Miami Heat instead of the actual
Miami
into
or-
Miami.
right, no,
Again, people
basketball.
thought I didn't pick up on that because they actually thought he played like Messi played for Miami Heat. Cool. And what was the last thing? There was something else to it as well.
But you're getting paid for this, right?
What paid for what? Twitter.
On X.
They don't pay on there, man. Behave.
You got absolutely.
He just was.
They just covered the
was going for
subscription
it.
fee,
Did it
like
for free.
$15 or something every month for dollars.
So did you get hammered?
Yeah, man. But you know what it was? And then, there's something else as well. Let me see if I can find it. But yeah, here's what it is.
Just getting cooked on email, on X, on everything.
Facts.
Just get cooked.
Pigeon.
Oh, and then I also said he retired from football, not soccer. Ooh. And that shut a lot of people up. They were like, okay, fair.
I do think though he could have, like you say, he could have gone to a Saudi.
He could have.
or
He could have.
into
Well,
Miami or
maybe.
Maybe he
something,
just
but-
wanted to chill now.
But I think he's going to be a coach.
Fair
And
play.
Arnie's not announced in his presser on Friday that there's still coaching additions to be made.
Still
So,
vacancies, eh?
Thiago, come true, man.
What?
As coach.
As coach?
Yeah, yeah.
Do you know what? The way he passes a football and strikes a football, do you remember that lawnmower shot? Yo,
honestly-
he could be a coach.
He is
His technique is
incredible.
stupidly good. Yeah, yeah.
Sexy guy, man.
Okay.
I'm so intrigued to see how Liverpool start this season.
Oh, I'm so intrigued.
I don't know what to expect
I
at all.
can't wait for the
I hope it's a struggle and they have to show
In August.
patience.
I can't wait for the
I
head
really
loss in
do.
August.
I hope
think
it's a
it is.
struggle
We
and they have
might
to show
see
patience.
actual tears.
They could get like two
No
players.
Klopp to save
No
me.
Klopp.
No.
But two players sent off in the first game.
Yeah.
All
You
that
know when he
boxing
when he
you've been
da-
doing in training. you
Yeah.
know what I mean?
We had two sent off in the first game last season.
when he
as well.
dashed the laptop, like that times a
Dashed.
million.
Let's not
like,
do-
He dashed the
Dash.
laptop. The laptop
I-
left the table.
the laptop.
What did I say
what's that
for that to
sport?
happen? I said
Is
something.
it curling when they do the...
You curled the laptop.
I
Yeah.
curled the laptop.
What did I say for that
The
to
head
happen?
loss is going to be
Hold
unreal.
that.
You
Yeah,
dashed
but
off at me last
that's
season
why
as well.
the
Yeah, I'm not
audience
gonna dash
can't
nothing
wait
at you
for
anymore.
us to be back doing the headlock, doing the hold down,
I miss
doing the
it.
little sketches every Monday
where we
morning.
hate each other. We're a bit nice to each other at the minute. It's a bit
Yeah,
weird.
no.
It's still
Taking a break.
pretty
We're taking a break.
divided, man.
Yeah.
I don't know. But anyway, I think that's the show done, people.
Coming. Don't worry.
I think that's the show done. So don't forget, tomorrow, 7:30, we'll be in the studio for Spain versus France, the first semi-final of the Euros. So make sure you join us for that. And then on Wednesday, of course, we'll have the semi-final for you. We've given our predictions. FCM, we've got Chicken Shop. We've got Best of Enemies this week. A very big show planned for them, I'm sure. And then on Sunday, whatever happens, we've got the final.
We will be here.
We'll be here.
So there you go. It's been a good show, Abby. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Appreciate your time. Matthias, big up to you as well, as always. And big up to Robbie once more as well. Don't forget, we'll be back tomorrow. Make sure you watch us then. Take care. All the best.